Hello. How is everybody doing? Happy Friday. We made it. It's been a long week. We have some pretty exciting new things to show off today. So let me load up the game and we'll jump right in. Still need to update the main menu with the new logo, so we'll be working on that pretty soon. We're getting things ready because we will actually be at a conference called GDEX. It's a part of Origins in Columbus in the second week of June. So it runs from June 9th through the 12th. So if you're there, make sure to swing by the Squish Studios booth. We're going to have Super Dungeon Designers set up. We're going to have one TV where you can or one monitor where you can build dungeons, and then we're going to have another one set up where you can play up to 4-player local co-op. So it's going to be really fun. I'm doing these events when we can do like couch co-op together. It's always a ton of fun. So, but let's go and jump in because we've actually got some exciting new features to show off this week. We implemented the running boots, so when you pick those up, the player's speed increases. This is our first upgrade type item, so we're going to have other upgrades in the game. Things that like increase the power of your sword or how much damage your bow and arrow do. Those kind of upgrades are going to be like stackable, so you'll be able to kind of like overpower the character and like give different challenges that way. But for now, yeah, we just have the running boots in the game, so we can increase the player's speed. Nothing too crazy, but kind of fun to see and play around with. So we're going to test that out a little bit. And then we also have up and down blocks in the game. So this is really cool for level and puzzle design. There's a separate switch that controls the up and down blocks for the entire dungeon. So if you have up and down blocks in a room that's like 3 rooms away and you hit that switch, they're going to change. So you can kind of set up your dungeon in kind of a cool way, and this is separate from the existing switches in the game. So we have like the orb switch right now. This is a separate system, so that switch for the up and down blocks specifically only works for the up and down blocks, which is kind of a cool little separate thing to create some cool puzzles. So let's jump in and show that off a little bit. Now this is actually like hot off the presses. Thomas just got these 2 features into the game like right before this meeting, so I've barely even tested around with them. We found like a couple like small little things with them already, so I'm sure there's bugs to find, so we're gonna jump in and see if we can find some bugs and give these a good thorough testing. So if you look here, when you make a new dungeon, as you remember, you can resize rooms by kind of moving this around. We're going to give ourselves a decent sized room so we can do some good testing. And so this is the new boot, and we didn't update the what do you call it, the tooltip yet. Tooltip is still for the bow and arrow on there, so we'll be updating that soon. But yeah, you can place this down, and when the player picks it up, you'll see this is how fast I move right now. It's normal speed. When I pick it up, speed goes up. So pretty cool, just a nice little upgrade. There might be some speed-based puzzles around this, like maybe you want to make sure the player gets to a certain area in a certain amount of time, or maybe you just want to, you know, have a cool upgrade, like make, you know, a secret area and give this to the player as like a little secret, just something fun to add to the game. So we'll let's test around with this a little bit. So linking should work with this. So, and you should be able to put it in a chest too. We'll try putting one in a chest. Yep, no issues there. And then linking, maybe we'll like have this chest appear when you pick this one up. Okay, looks like you can link from it. Okay, cool. So that works. And you can have more than one. You can only have one at a time. and some further enhancements we're going to do here. So you might notice this little icon in the UI now. The boot is actually going to appear there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So right now there's just a small bug where it doesn't appear until you click. But you can see I've started moving slower again. And now when I enable it, I move fast again. So you can kind of toggle it on and off. And there's going to be a keyboard key for that. So you'll be able to do that by just using a keyboard key to turn it on and off. And it'll be always visible too. Like right now it's kind of going away. But yeah, if you go to the inventory here, you'll see that it also appears here. You can kind of enable it, disable it from here as well. But yeah, that looks like that's a bug. So when you first go into the inventory, it wasn't there. So Thomas, if you're watching this later, it's like a minor bug with that. And then just this UI not staying up all the time. That's something we'll be fixing. Yeah, pretty exciting. We haven't had some new features in a few weeks, so it's kind of cool to see this stuff. So you might have noticed in this menu here, we've got 3 new options. So we have up blocks, and then we have down blocks, and then we have this switch. And the switch is really cool. I love the design of it. Let's give the player a sword, and we can show this off a little bit. So the down blocks you can walk over. The up blocks you'll run into. And then this switch switches between them. And you'll see the, I love that, the block goes down, changes color, and then comes back up. Now we can walk over these. So obviously a lot of cool puzzles you can make here. You know, you could have something where like, you know, you've got these going through the middle of the room, but then you've got, you know, like your sword is blocked off here. So once you hit this up, well, I just got rid of my sword, but you get the idea, right? You would hit this up, the orange ones will come up, you can't get to that, so then you got to find a way to trigger this from the other side, and some cool stuff. You know, you can shoot arrows over the down blocks, so that leads to some kind of cool puzzles too. Like if you shot an arrow from here, you know, then that would go down. Like you can get the sword, so some cool stuff. I wanted to check, so I haven't tested these yet, so let's make sure some things with this work. So we want to see when you hit this switch, it should affect all of the blocks in the entire dungeon. So let's make sure that in another room, these green blocks should go down when I hit the switch. Let's try that. Oh, gotta give myself a sword. There we go. Okay, so we have the sword. Oops. And yeah, if you're already standing on one, you'll be able to walk over the one that you're on, but you can't like keep walking on the other ones. So. Okay, so green one should be down if we go in here. Nice. So yeah, kind of cool. You know, you could have something like, maybe these are orange. Let's make sure that works too. So right now, these are down. Hit this. Okay, now we can explore all of that. But if we try to go back here, yep, orange is up. Oh yeah, and that's a bug that we discovered shortly before the stream. Just a layering issue with the player. It looks like you can walk over the tops of those. So we'll be fixing that. So yeah, you can trigger them with the bow and arrow too. So I go like that. So let's say, for example, the sword is here. And I can do something like this, and then come over here, and then to get the sword, shoot like that. And then yeah, you can't shoot over the ones that are up, just the ones that are down. And then you should be able to trigger them with the bomb too, so let's test that out, make sure that works. Okay, cool. And that's kind of cool because then you can do something like... let's see. Okay. Let's say you had like a heart here, right? And then so you want to be able to trigger this, but you need to be able to get down there, right? But if you hit this, oh, actually, okay, hang on, you need one more. Right there. Okay. So that's down. Oh, actually here, what I want to do is just use like some normal blocks, like that, right? Something like that. Okay, so you hit this, and then you can't get through here. But if you try to hit this with the bow and arrow, you can't keep going because you're stuck on the block that you get raised up on. So instead, you can put a bomb down, and it's going to need to be like one more, like that. And we'll just put a normal tile there. Okay. So put a bomb down there, and there we go. Now we can get over, get that heart. Maybe instead of a heart, it's a sword. We'll just give you one bomb. And then, you can put a table right here. So you have a little puzzle here, right? So we need to hit that down the bomb, get here. Now we can come here and use the sword to break this and get out. So yeah, just an example of some of the cool possibilities with the up and down blocks. Really fun. And again, they work outside of rooms, which is really cool. So you might, need to like revisit a room to hit a switch to trigger things elsewhere in the dungeon. sure there's some really cool creative dungeons we can make. Alright, let's see, what else can we test? I'm curious to see how enemies respond to like the up and down blocks kind of popping up over them. So let's play around with that a little bit. Start with just a normal blob. And then the blob should be able to walk over the down blocks. Okay, so that's working. That's good. Okay, so they'll get trapped on top of the block. So then what happens if I hit it again? Okay, looks like the blob returns to normal behavior. That's good. Trap him there. Okay, honestly, I think that's kind of behaving like expected. So I wonder... Let's go back. We're gonna replace the blob with an archer. I wonder if you can like lock, like use this as a way to like lock a an archer in place so you can trick them to shoot their arrows. Actually be really cool. Okay, so if I go like that, oh, he got out. Go back up there. Thank you. Okay. Let's let him go up. Hopefully. Walk up, walk up. No, no. Go up. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So it does trap them, but because the up blocks block the arrows, they can't, like, shoot over. We might want to change that. I don't know what you think, Thomas. Like, maybe, like, if you're standing on a block that's raised up, maybe we can let you... shoot over the up blocks, but if that's a pain in the butt, it's probably not that important. I wonder though if you should be able to, like if you're here, if you should be able to keep walking across the other ones, but I know that's not how the game currently works. So. Alright, that's pretty cool. Ghost shouldn't have any issues. Whoops. And the ghost should go over the up blocks. Oh yeah, there it goes. Whoa, it's like coming for us. What? Was that just a weird coincidence that it happened to go straight down? That was kind of weird. Hang on, I'm gonna restart because that was so weird. Yeah, I guess it just happened to choose. It RNG'd its way all the way down here. That was kind of cool. Okay, so yeah, Ghost is kind of behaving like you'd expect it to. So that's good to see. And then for the bat, we're gonna need to be able to like walk in and kind of provoke it. So I'm gonna go like that. Okay, yep, looks like the bat can fly over those. Yep, looks pretty good. See what happens when it's on there. Yep, okay, good. So we can, you know, can end up landing on top of the up blocks and it's still going to chase you like you expect it to, so that's good. Okay. I don't think the slime variants should matter much. They should just work like we'd expect. Let's find out. Oh no, get away. This would be kind of cool. So we can like chase them over here. Like that. Ha! Got him. Oh no! He got out! Alright, cool. Alright, warthogs. Crash into those, they do. Oh, they should be able to trigger these. I don't think I put that in the acceptance criteria when we were making this, so let me see if that is implemented. Ah, nice. That makes sense. Making this switch, Thomas probably used the orb switch as like the base for its behavior, so. Cool. Sure it can get stuck. Go on. Go over one. Come on. Go over. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so it'll get stuck like on the tile it's on. And then still try to run at you. Poor guy. Okay, and then the fire from the statues should go over both versions. Oh, I should have put that like in the middle. Okay. Yeah, so it goes over both. Again, the layering's a little off, so we gotta fix that. Actually, that's pretty interesting. You know, the bow and arrow can't go over the blocks that are raised up, but the fireballs can. So that kind of introduces some interesting ways that you could trigger things. Because those fireballs will damage enemies, they will light torches, so could lead to some cool puzzles. I don't think... Oh, can it trigger an orb switch? Let's see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so the statue can trigger the switch. Now, I wonder what happens if you have a couple of these. That's another thing that I've got to test out, right? Because they affect all the same things. So like if you hit at the same time, can you mess them up, like get them out of sync, anything like that? So we'll play around with that a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. The fireball here actually can't hit it, even though it looks like it should. Let's try moving on down here. Okay, so that one triggers. Okay. Another thing I noticed, Thomas, if you're watching this, when you shoot with the bow and arrow, it looks like the arrow is kind of hitting the base of the switch instead of the orb part to trigger it. I think it should probably hit like that. Square part. Whoa. Oh, okay. And then, okay, that's cool. Let's look at... Alright, these should trigger them. Let's see. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can do like on a... And this is cool. You could do this with, you know, orb switches that are linked to spikes also. So we kind of had this in the game before, but now obviously a little less hazardous because these squares don't damage you. But pretty cool. You know, you can set up a little timed event here. So then, what happens if you have multiple set up to the same thing? Okay, so it's only triggering once. So then what happens if I go like that? Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, it stays pretty well in sync. That's kind of awesome. So what if you had a third one? You know, I'm getting crazy here. This game is getting so cool. I'm seriously loving this. Okay. Okay, pushable blocks should be able to go over these. Let's I want to be able to turn these on and off so I can play around. Let's turn them off. Okay. So can't push it up there because those are up. That's good. So I can push one there. And then block puzzles with these are going to be really fun. So if I went like that, and hit one, can I still push it? No? Okay. What about let's say it was here. Can I push it? Okay, yeah, so you can push it into like an open space because you're still able to touch it. That's probably fine. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, so yeah, the layering is a little weird. Look, when I push the block, see how it kind of like overlaps for a second? If you're watching this, Thomas. Just a minor layering thing. It's like the only thing I can find wrong so far is just like little layering things and stuff. Like functionally, this is really good. Let's push this up here. Hit that. Oh, that's kind of cool. So like you could be standing on one of these, you know, hit a switch, then go in a room. You know, now I can go in here, but I can't come back because it's blocked. That's actually kind of cool, the way you can like block off a room that way. Okay, I feel like there's more to test with pushing blocks. What if I had just like something like this? Okay, and then we'll go like here. Let me erase one of those. Okay, we'll go like there. Get one of those. Push it into there. Now we can come over here, push it again. Hit the switch. Yeah, there's a lot of cool puzzles that could involve like the sliding blocks and the up and down blocks. That's really fun. Okay, what else can we test here? Now, I don't think you can put like items or enemies on top of the down blocks, but I think that's fine. That's kind of how we designed it. Yeah, so they'll go away if you try to put items on them. Same with enemies. Because they're considered objects, not floor tiles. Only floor tiles can have stuff on them. Blocks are being raised underneath stone block. You're talking about like when you do this, when you hit one. You're thinking those should stay down? Yeah. That's tricky. Because we don't want the blocks to get out of sync. I see what you're saying though. Because it looks funky, you know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that one. Well, the problem is there's always going to be a way to push blocks over top, because if you, like for example, get my bomb back. Let's say you go like this, you put a bomb down and then you like quickly push that. Well, okay, if I could get the timing down, right? So you could push a block and like as it's coming up, it would go over it. You can't really stop that from happening. Oops, I added another player. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that on Tuesday and see what we think would work best. Might be that we just accept it and leave it, or we could, you know, make an exception for it, like maybe it, you know, it checks if there's a block there, it'll just keep it as like a down block, and then if the block ever gets moved off of it, it reverts back to like whatever state it's supposed to be. I mean, I guess we could make it so like the blocks, like if there was one on top, like it would push off. But the problem is, if like look at this, I was trying to show off the timing of this, but it was a little tricky. Like let's say we made it so that you can't normally push a block on top. If you did something like this, oops. Okay. Ah, hang on. There we go. Let's say you put a bomb here, and then you go like that. Even if we made it so you can't normally push blocks on top, you'd be able to do that because the block was already moving when it came up. So, I mean, the other option there would be like maybe we can make the block like push this, it's hard to talk about what I'm talking about because they're both called blocks. So if you had the up and down block push out the stone block when it came up, that might work. We could do that maybe. I kind of like though, like being able to have blocks on top, because it leads to some cool puzzles you can make. Like you could push one on top and then you can't do anything with it, so you need to like go around to the other side and like, you know, push it again because it's stuck. So yeah, I think we need to just talk about it and figure out the best way to do that so it doesn't look weird. Let's see, what else? You shouldn't be able to link to the blocks or anything. Oh, you can link from the switches. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. I'm going to change these so that I have to activate them instead of deactivate them. Okay, so if I put a chest here and link to it, is that going to make the chest appear? Doesn't. Okay, so there's a... Thomas, if you're watching this later, there's a small bug there. So it looks like you can link from these switches, but they don't trigger the link when they're hit. I think for now, maybe we should actually disable being able to link from these, because that's what the orb switch is for, right? And then we'll see if it makes sense later maybe to enable links for these. Like maybe it would be kind of cool to like be able to have this like trigger something and make the blocks go down, but maybe for now we can remove it. Another option could be whatever is over top and up down block, when it raises, that thing goes up with it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it's doing now, right? Like this is technically up on top. It just, I think the reason it looks a little weird is because this is like over it here. What does it look like if we don't have one on the bottom? Just have it like that. Yeah, so right now, right, like it's technically like raised up on top of theirs, right? It's just a little weird because it's kind of like teetering off of that edge here. Just another weird perspective thing because we have these kind of slanted up, but the blocks aren't. I wonder what a bookshelf looks like on there. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, the bookshelf doesn't look too bad. Like that actually looks like it's raised up. And I think it's because it's not hanging off of like that edge. Let's do one against the wall over here and see how that looks. Show it visually raising up. Oh, wait, shoot. Oh. So like with the bookshelf, if it raised up, then it wouldn't be on the tile anymore. It would be like in the wall, you know? It's kind of a weird thing with the perspective. And then that would be the same thing for the stone. Like it would be, if we had it like raise up, then it would be like half on the other tile. Yeah, that's tricky. I guess that would be okay though. Especially since we're gonna add, you know, like this is as far as you'll be able to walk once we fix it. Right now you can walk over these. So once we have the actual bounding box where it should be. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that would work really good if we had it like shift up to like be at the edge here. So Thomas, if you're watching this later, let us know what you think. When you push something onto a block and it raises up, should it shift up to like match the back of the block? And how would that work with like if there's a wall here? Like would this be okay to like shift up a little bit? Would that mess anything up? Would it even work? I don't know. Be cool for players and enemies too, yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think I'm with you. So like if I was standing here, you know, I'd still be, right? Like right now I'm at like, my feet are at like the bottom of this circle. Okay, well, okay, so when it's down, right, my feet are at like the top of the circle, but then when it raises up, my feet are at the bottom of the circle. So instead, my feet should still be at the top of the circle when it raises up. Like it would be like that. And then when it's down, it would be like that, you know? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I tested all the enemies earlier, Matt. I don't think you were here. They all kind of behave how you'd expect. Like they wander into the blocks. If it pops up, they get stuck. And then they'll wander out. Should go up and down accordingly. Yeah, I agree. That sounds good. And then the other thing that I was talking about earlier, I don't think you were here yet, was I was wondering if it would be a good idea for us to make it so, like, let's say... Oh, shoot. I hit the wrong thing. Hang on. Like, let's say you're here. Like, you got raised up and you're on top of these. Right now, you can't go to the other ones. And I think it would be cool if you could, like, walk across all the ones that you're raised up on. That would be kind of neat. Right now, like, to get off of these, you just gotta walk off, and then you're good. And if you run off and up block onto the ground, the player would fall a bit. Yeah, so you would lower. So if you walked off of that, you would actually fall down, like, right here. Like, if I walked off from here, I'd fall down, like, right here when it came off. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We can talk about it more on Tuesday. It's easier to talk about now that we actually have it implemented because we can show examples and, like, talk about how we want it to look. So I'm glad we did it this way. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, super cool to see this working. And then we have the shoes in too. And there's some bugs with the shoes. I already called them out for Thomas to see later. But yeah, increases your speed. The main bug I noticed, the box only appears when you move your mouse. And the shoe doesn't appear until you click in it. So this is something we gotta fix. And then same with the one in here. I'm gonna click first. And then we still need the keyboard key, which I think we were gonna do R. Okay, yeah, that's not in yet. So yeah, I think we were gonna make it if you hit R, that would turn on and off the running boots. And then we would put that in the controls too. The faster speed is really nice. Like, it makes me never want to play at normal speed ever again. Okay, what else? Is there anything else I want to test here? test stairs. Put some in front of an up and down block. And then just see how the transition works if you've got, you know, them firing on and off. Okay, cool. So you can't go when it's blocked, and then it lets you in when it's not. Oh, hey, it's actually like booting me back down. Okay, so you can kind of time it so that you get up there, and if it's blocked, it just pushes you back down. Actually really cool that it knows to do that. Huh. Trying to think what else to test here. You can test how items look on top by like killing an enemy over top of them. So let's just make sure items look normal. So that's an item spawned on top of the down one. Yep, and there it is when they're raised up. And yeah, I guess we could do the same thing with items, right? Like if it raises up, the item would move up. Oops. Okay, that's cool. There's nothing really to test with warp pads. Oh, let's make sure in a dark room. Let's see how these look. Because I noticed these have a little glow to them. So let's see how it looks in a dark room. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that like greenish glow. That looks really nice. So then does it change to like an orange? Okay. It'd be cool if we have it like... I think it's actually using the bluish glow from the orb switch, maybe? Be cool if we did like a green tint and then an orange tint when it changes. Oops. Trying to get them out of sync. It's actually the same glow as the orb switch? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. So cool to have these working though. They're so fun. Okay, what else? So I wonder, with the running boots, one thing I want to test with that is how poison works. Yeah, okay. So normally, walking through poison, I'm gonna die right about here. So about 2 tiles out. With the running boots, you can actually make it. Okay, so that's one really cool use for the running boots, right? So you could have a room now where you can't make it across unless you have the running boots. So you could have something like this, and then, oh, I want that. I want to get over there, like, and there's probably like a, you know, a door here to go to like the next room, and then a heart at the end so that you recover your hearts back after running across. So normally can't make it. Grab the running boots. Now you can. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Trying to think of some other cool uses for the running boots we can show off now. So later in the game, we're going to have moving platforms. So there's actually going to be like track, and there will be a platform that like moves along it that can like carry stuff, and you know, you can set up the track however you want. I feel like this item will be really useful for that. Like if you want the player to be able to beat out a track to like get somewhere and like hit a switch before something, you know, goes off or whatever. There's definitely ways to like set up timed events in this right now, like by using arrows and like triangle blocks. So you can make it so you have to outspeed something. So there's definitely ways to do that. Oh, there's the other thing I want to test. So resizing rooms with the blocks. Let's make sure that works properly. So yeah, they get, you know, smushed around as you kind of resize the room, as you kind of expect that they would. Same with the switches, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're good. You know, this was kind of a quiet stream, so I got to test out the 2 features I really wanted to test out and kind of show that off. So I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. Go ahead and wrap up, and we'll definitely play around more with this next week, and I'm going to post the stream sooner so that hopefully we get some more people on here too, so that'll be nice. But thanks for hanging out, Matt. Appreciate it. And anybody watching this after, Thomas, everyone else, thanks for checking it out. Just a reminder again, we're going to be at GDEX. That is June 9th through the 12th. So we will see you guys there. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have Super Dungeon Designer set up for people to play. And we're going to have 4-player co-op set up with controllers, local couch co-op. It's going to be a blast. And yeah, if you are new here, give us a follow on Twitch, and then also you can wishlist the game. There's a link down below to our Steam page. You can wishlist the game there. And then our Discord channel, there's also a link down below. That's kind of where we post updates and kind of try to build a community around the game. So thanks for checking out Super Dungeon Designer. This is our weekly dev stream. We'll be back again next week on Friday at 8 p.m. So see you then. Everyone have a fantastic weekend and take care. I'm going to play us out with a trailer.